You're listening to the Yadidaleague Podcast, sponsored by Metamucil. And now your host, Nicholas Reedy.
I'm gonna have to call him back. I want you to tell him that I'll call him back. Hello and welcome to the Yadidaleague Podcast. It is week 2 in the Yadidaleague. Can you freaking believe it's week 2 already? Well, yeah, it's not that hard to believe. It's only been 2 weeks. Kidding me? Anyways, we had a great week 1. A fantastic week 1, I must say. It was full of thrills, excitement, shit my pants at least once. The second time, I'm not sure if it's just a wet fart or if I actually shit myself. Doesn't matter, because it's week 2 in the Yadidaleague. What we got in store for you today. And at first, I want to mention we have a new sponsor for the show. As you heard, Metamucil's on board. And we have McJensen's, some kind of supermarket, outdoor BBQ expo. They got some kind of survival bucket that they're going to sell to you this week. So stay tuned for that. And we got week 1 recaps, your winner of the week, your loser of the week. We got standings. We got the matchups of week 2. So let's get to it with our weekly recap.
The weekly recap.
We got a little bit of a different format this year. You know, I'm going to, instead of just running through every game and just spouting out a bunch of bullshit, I got new segment here. We got a winner of the week. So let's hit the music.
The winner of the week.
Ladies and gentlemen, 98% of you are gentlemen out there. We got our winner of the week. I know you're saying there's a lot of matchups that happened this week. We had some huge, ridiculous blowouts that happened. This is the one that mattered. Thomas and the Garos are your winners of the week. That's right. Not every winner of the week is going to be whatever team put up the most points. In fact, it probably won't be. I want the winner of the week to embody the struggle that it is to win week to week. And Thomas and the Garos did that against the Jimmy Jesuses. Let's take a look at the matchup. Heading into Monday night, Thomas clutching his Bible, clutching his Scientology magazine, whatever it is, praying to some kind of 8-armed god, sacrificing a chicken perhaps, trying to get this win in week 1, start things off on the right foot. He found himself down 104.2 to 127.8, as I said, to the Jimmy Jesus. But Thomas had an ace up his sleeve, ladies and gentlemen. One hell of an ace. Todd Gurley left to play. So Monday night comes. He needs 23.6 points. That's not a little amount of points. That's a good chunk of points. He needs 23.6 points. Todd Gurley says, no problem, you freaking idiot. I got this. 149 scrimmage yards and a touchdown later. 24.2 fantasy points. Thomas wins 128.4 to 127.8. Thomas and the Garos, your winner of the week. You're looking around, you're saying, God, look at all these losers out here, all these 0-1 teams. These guys are losers. But there's one specifically that we're going to look at this week. We're going to check and see who the loser is. Your loser of the week. Check them stats.
The loser of the week.
The reigning champion in the Yadidaleague, otherwise known as 25 left on the table. Thank you very much. Check them stats. Put up the fewest points in week 1. The loser of the week put up 90.5 points, losing to infamous Coach J. Let's take a look at the matchup here. Coach J, Antonio Brown, 19.8 points. His other receivers did something, but let's take a look at, I want to circle the loser of the losers of the week, Matty Stafford, putting up 8 points. How much does it suck to be a Detroit Lions fan and you're stuck with Matty Stafford? Almost as bad as leaving $25 on the table during an auction draft. Jesus, I need my Lipitor. 1 second. That's your loser of the week. Now the other games we had here. Reedy, me, yours truly, beaten Domesticatedly Disturbed 169.5 to 105. Thank you very much, Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. It's week 1, And usually things that happen in week 1 fail to happen for the rest of the season. But I'm hoping that it's not a fluke. Please, Jesus, don't let it be a fluke. Moving on. Brain Donors, Hunter, first game ever. Yadidaleague beat Mohammed Jack Montgomery 123.1 to 118.2. His first Yadidaleague win. Huge fucking win! The 40 Dicks, as I'm calling them, beat the O'Doyle, Jack Doyle, Jash Cash Stash rules. 40 Dicks put up 129.7 points to the Doyle's 91. Second lowest point total in the league behind the Check Them Stats. Doyle, get your shit together. Let's get into the standings.
The standings.
It's so goddamn complicated. These standings, how many numbers can one person deal with? We got a bunch of teams at 0-1 and a bunch of teams at 1-0. Let's go over the 1-0. They're undefeated. These teams are fucking undefeated. You got the Kansas Reedy Chiefs. We got the 40 Dicks. We got the Garos. We got the CTE Hunters. And we got infamous Coach J, all sitting at 1-0. We are undefeated. Let's look at the defeateds. We got Jimmy Jesus, 0-1. The Mohammed Jack Montgomerys, the Domesticated Disturbance, the Jack Doyles, and the Check Them Stats, who we've already shit on enough. But what's a little bit more? 0-1. You guys need to get your shit together, as I said before. Those are your standings. Let's get into the matchups.
The weekly preview.
I'll start it off with my matchup. 1-0 Kansas Reedy Chiefs going against the Jack Doyles, 0-1. This one is a projection of the Kansas Reedy Chiefs winning 116 to 106.8. It says the Kansas Reedy Chiefs with, of course, Mahomes, Hunt, and Tyreek versus Pittsburgh. The Doyles with Julio versus Carolina and Deshaun Watson versus Tennessee. Our next matchup, the CTE Hunters at 1-0 going against the 0-1 Stats. This one has the Stats projected to win 108.9 to 103.4. Let's take a look at the Stats with a questionable tag around David frickin' Johnson against the Rams. You have to think that he's going to play. Keenan Allen versus Buffalo. And for Hunter, he's got Drew Brees versus Cleveland. And then he's got Lamar Miller going against Deion Lewis in the same game. We'll see how that works out. Moving on. We got a battle of 0-1. Somebody, unfortunately, is going to get a win here. 0-1 Mohammed Jack Montgomery's 0-1 domestic Robs. We got Mohammed Montgomery projected to win this one by a mega, the smallest amount, 0.8 points. Mohammed Montgomery 109.7 to domestics 109.1. We got Saquon for Montgomery. Saquon versus Dallas. Mike Evans versus Philly. And Matty Ryan, everyone's favorite quarterback, going against Green Bay. Domestic, you got Tommy frickin' Terrific going against Jacksonville. Zeke versus the Giants. And Mixon versus Baltimore. Our next matchup, we got the 0-1 Jimmy Jesus versus the 1-0 40 Dicks. This one projecting the 40 Dicks to get their 41st dick, second win. 114.6 for the 40 Dicks to the 110.5 for the Jimmy Jesus. The 40 Dicks, though, they got some questionable problems here. Rodgers and Devontae Adams, both questionable. You got to think they're going to play, but something to stay tuned in. Something that you're going to want to pay attention to. Now, before we get into that, we got a new sponsor this week, as I mentioned. McJensen's, let's go.
Big savings, huge deals this weekend at McJensen's, including a multi-use, all-purpose, all-weather survival bucket by Thermajubs. This 47-compartment, 15-gallon, weather-resistant bucket has it all, including everything you would need in the event of nuclear winter, zombie infestation, nationwide bird flu, escaping to the woods because you did something bad, a shark Sharknado, or getting kicked out because your wife failed to see the humor when you gave her the Dutch oven. This bucket has it all. Open the bulletproof Kevlar bucket satchel and you'll find matches, first aid kit, Slim Jims, forks, foldable windbreaker, 12 items of camo, rubber bands, spoon, aluminium blanket, GPS locator, suicide knife, food eating knife, 5 weeks of wet ones, and more. This bucket is built in America with parts from China. That doesn't matter. This bucket's tough. The only survival bucket approved by the National Survival Bucket Association of Des Moines, Iowa. Cool. But that's not all. Unscrew the bottom. Pull out the survival bowl. It's a bowl. It's preloaded. Enough beef jerky to kill a moose. 8 different cheeses. Beans. 3 cans of Spam. And 4 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Pre-made by ThermaFood. ThermaFood. It's food. Turn the survival bowl upside down for a super easy to use water filter. It also doubles as a convenient emergency fecal receptacle. Be sure to wash all this and more at McJensen's Weekend Sale Extravaganza and Outdoor BBQ Expo. Kids seats still just $5. And remember, your best spendings is always at McJensen's.
Wow, wasn't that some bullshit? Who makes a commercial like that? Moving on. What the hell is that? Hey. Oh, it's our matchup of the week.
The matchup of the week.
Yes, our matchup of the week is the only matchup where 2 teams are both undefeated. Somebody's gonna leave undefeated. Somebody's gonna leave with a loss. Let's take a look here. 1-0, infamous Coach J going against 1-0 Thomas and the Garos, our winner of the week that was. Coach J, he's got Antonio versus Kansas City. He's got DeAndre versus Tennessee. And he's got Odell Beckham Jr. versus Dallas. The Garos, Gurley versus Arizona. Kamara versus Cleveland. How freaking good is Kamara? Are you freaking kidding me? And he's got the Gronk versus Jacksonville. This one projected the Garos to win 122.7 to Coach J.E. 106.5. That is your matchup of the week. And that about does it this week on the Yadidaleague Podcast. I'm Nick Reedy, your freaking host. I hope you all have a good week too. I hope you all lose, and I hope I win, but I hope you have a good week. This has been the Yadidaleague Podcast, sponsored by Metamucil, and how about that survival bucket from McJensen's? Thank you, McJensen. We are out of here. See you later, you freaking losers.